Happy Monday. So this week is a new moon, and that's what we're going to talk about. So Sunday we have the new moon. And when we have the new moon, we talk about the full moon a lot. Sometimes I talk about the new moon, but let's just seriously talk about the new moon. So particularly just like when the moon is full, when the moon is new, there's energy, right? The moon is actually further from the earth while it recharges and rejuvenates and then comes back out. And when it's full, it's because it's the closest to the earth. So that's why you get crazy people on the full moon. That's just what happens. So what you're going to want to do on a new moon is you're actually going to want to set some intentions. So if the full moon is for ridding of things, the new moon is birth, okay? So this is when you have anything that you're trying to work on, like you're trying to quit a bad habit. I literally, before recording, just was talking about eating handfuls of sugar cubes. I might have a sugar problem. So if you are trying to get rid of those habits, like what are you going to replace them with? And creating a situation of what it is. Like maybe there's a behavior, maybe there's a person, maybe it's the type of life you're living, maybe it's goals you keep setting but they're just not happening. All of these things, it's an intention and a manifestation. So what you can do on the new moon is you want to write them down. You want to create goal posters. You want to put images around you that will trigger your brain. So I think on a goal poster, it's over 90% of whatever you put on a goal poster comes true. So could you imagine making a goal poster that is amazing? I have one that's like my life goal poster, and that's amazing. And in this goal poster, you do it also during a new moon. Could you imagine the amount of intention and manifestation you're making in that moment that is telling your brain all the time, that's my life, that's going to be my life, or that's the habit I'm going to stop doing because on the full moon you got rid of it and now you got to create a new habit to replace it, right? That's kind of the concept here. It's a great time to start all kinds of things, starting new relationships, new diets, new jobs, the practice, especially this time of year of, let's be honest, we can go outside now if people just go outside. Make that a habit. You need air, fresh air. And we're one of the places that still has it. And in addition to that, for us, this is the time of year where we are planting like crazy. And I love it because then on a new moon, you plant all of the little babies. And then oddly enough, because of gravity, on the full moon, they all spurt right out of the ground. It's amazing. Anyway, so that just tells you the amount of power behind this energy that the moon brings. So you can, if you don't want to do the goal poster thing, write your intentions down and write yourself kind of like a pick-me-up. And I cannot think of the word right now, but there is a word for this. But essentially, take a page and write down all of the positive things you want in your life, right? You want a raise. You want a puppy. I want a puppy. You want to be good about taking your vitamins. You want to just honestly have positive self-talk to yourself. You want to feel comfortable being your authentic you. Whatever it is, write all of it down and then every morning read it to yourself. And then what's going to happen is as the days go by, whenever you see that notepad, your brain is going to say, I am so confident. I am so smart. I am so courageous. I am so strong. All those things you wrote, it will constantly be a reminder. Okay? So, but not only that, I'll also tell you that a moon is all about the feels. So in astrology, how we express our feelings, how we behave emotionally to situations we're in, or how there is a response to other people's emotions, all of that is our moon. And so when you're looking at your moon in astrology, you'll always hear me reference, especially when I'm talking about natal astrology, your three mains, which is your sun, your ascendant, and your moon. And that's because the moon is all that feels. Yeah, there's situations about your past in there. There's situations about how you feel about everything. In addition to the feels of that, it also can be a representation of your relationship with your mom. And so there's a lot going on in the moon in your heart. And that's what that's all about. So the funny thing is the moon moves fast. Every couple of days, it's going into a new sign. We get into that in the astrology classes. I'm not going to get into it here because it's like a whole subject matter. It's fantastic. I love the moon. But in addition to that, as the moon is going, it goes throughout the week into different signs. And that's why when you hear me do my Monday astrology readings, I'll be like, this is how you're feeling in the beginning of the week. And boom, it's totally different at the end of the week. And that's genuinely because it is that different. And so as your moon moves through different houses in your chart and through different signs, it's going to be behaving and acting in different ways because of those things going on in your life. In your own personal individual chart, this will actually come out as like your path of how you process for your life path. But in addition to it, like if you're really struggling emotionally at a certain time, when people call me about that, of course, I look at their moon like right away. And then in that moment, you can see where it's moved and where it's currently sitting in that person's individual chart. So it's really an interesting thing. It does move. It's the quickest moving planet. And so because of it, and it's because it's so close to us, but so because of it, you will experience a lot of different transitions and emotions. The tide goes in and out every day, folks, and that is powered by the moon. So also, one of the things that's very interesting about the moon is it is about how you process mentally. You wouldn't think so, because, right, you've heard me say things that are all about how you process mentally. But the speed the moon has at the time when you're born, because, let's go into it. So everything kind of moves like not in a perfect circle. And so there'll be different speeds because there's different path. Well, it's actually the same path, but it ends up being a different distance, right? And that's why the time is different. So if your moon is traveling fast in your birth chart versus slow in your birth chart, there's kind of like a standard range. But outside of that, the moon actually tells us how quick we make a decision. You know why? Because we see and process it, we think about it, then we feel it, and then we make a decision. We're people. That's what we do, right? And so the really cool thing about it is I didn't think about it, and I thought, well, I do have a hard time making decisions, and maybe that's where it's coming from. And it's a really great place to have someone look at in your birth chart. So that is so much about the moon, so many things to do in the new moon, and so many things that are going to keep you busy for a while if you do all this, which is great because it will actually make you feel better. Like owning those things that are positive in our life, feeling the feelings and letting them come out and feeling good about ourselves. All of this is fantastic. And if your moon is slow, don't take too long to think about it. You have Sunday. Have a great day. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.